Welcome to e-learning. Today I am going to cover a very interesting topic of viral and antibody test to diagnose COVID-19. First kind of test is viral test. Viral tests use respiratory samples such as a swab from inside your nose to determine if you are currently infected with SARS-CoV-2. Test positive for viral test means you are infected, and test negative for viral test means you were not infected at the time the sample was collected and analyzed. It includes real-time PCR and antigen test. The first one is antigen test. Antigen tests are available generally in a rapid test form that could be used at the point of care. These can potentially offer practical advantages compared to RNA test for the purpose of reporting on the infectious status. There are two main types of immunological tests, namely ELISA and lateral flow assays. The second is PCR test. It includes three steps. The number one is swabbing, then lysing, and the last one is amplification through PCR. The WHO recommends collecting specimens from both the respiratory tract and lower respiratory tract. The samples require storage at 4 degrees Celsius in the laboratory. Amplification of the genetic material extracted from the saliva or mucus sample is through a reverse polymerase chain reaction, which involves the synthesis of double-stranded DNA molecule from an RNA mold. Once the genetic material is sufficient, the search is for those portions of the genetic code of the coronavirus that are conserved. If the result is positive, it is recommended that the test is repeated for verification. The second kind of test is antibody test. Antibody tests are performed by drawing blood and conducting a laboratory test to check for antibodies that would only be present if you had a past infection of SARS-CoV-2. If you test positive for antibody test, you were previously infected with COVID-19, and if you test negative for antibody test, you have likely not been previously infected with COVID-19. After the viral infection, the body protects itself via immune defense and produces specific antibodies for this pathogenic organism. The utility of antibody assays to diagnose acute infection in the early stages is limited because during this period the body is not yet familiar with the related antigen, and it will take time to recognize it and develop an appropriate immune response. IgM antibodies are the first one to appear. On the other hand, IgG is the major antibody of the immune defense and provides long-lasting immunity against the same virus for reinfection. The platforms for COVID-19 serology test on the market today include lateral flow assays, ELISA, and chemiluminescent immunoassays. COVID-19 serology testing relies on the targeted antibodies binding to SARS-CoV-19 specific antigens. Blood serum is collected and applied to a testing platform that contains copies of viral antigens. Capillary action draws the blood through the device where it mixes with the antigens. If the patient has developed antibodies in their blood against SARS-CoV-2, the responding antibodies will recognize and bind to the antigens, indicating past exposure to SARS-CoV-2. Enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, and its short name is ELISA. It checks whether or not you have antibodies in your blood to SARS-CoV-2. The ELISA test could help identify people with antibodies who might be able to donate their blood. ELISA can be presented in different formats based on differences in antigen immobilization and antibody labeling. This is an overview of enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay-based diagnostic test. In direct ELISA, SARS-CoV-2 antigen bound to plastic solid phase is detected by the addition of a conjugate antibody. In sandwich ELISA, the capture antibodies attached to the plastic solid phase antigen in the sample will bind to the capture antibody and then detected by second enzyme labeled antibody. In competitive ELISA, the SARS-CoV-2 antigen is pre-incubated with a primary antibody and then added to a well-coated with a secondary antibody along with an enzyme conjugated antigens that competes with the sample antigen for binding with the primary antibody. The more SARS antigen in the sample, the less conjugated antigen will be bound and lower the signal will be. IgM antibodies are first to appear, however, they are relatively short lived and have disappeared after a few weeks. The detection of these antibodies implies potentially active or recent infection. On the other hand, IgD is the major antibody of the immune defense and provides long lasting immunity against the same virus for reinfection. Thus, detection of both IgM and IgD can give information about the virus infection course. And the last are the laboratory examinations that could help in the diagnosis. In the early stage of the disease, a normal or decreased total white blood cell count and a decreased lymphocyte count can be demonstrated. Interestingly, lymphopenia appears to be a negative prognostic factor. Increased value of the liver enzymes lactate dehydrogenase, muscle enzymes, and C-reactive protein can be detected. Unless a bacterial overlap, a normal procalcitonin value is found. The elevated neutrophil to lymphocyte ratio, that is called NLR, and derived NLR ratio, that is the neutrophil count divided by the result of WBC count minus neutrophil count. Platelet to lymphocyte ratio, and increased D dimer. It's all. These are the references. Thank you so much.